Hey everybody, this is Gecko doing another review for my Zombie Plane channel. Now, we're going to be looking today at the cheaper than dirt item. Their stock number is MOLLE-338, and this is a Mod Gear plate carrier, which is also the Condor plate carrier. This is going to be the one that's $97 plus shipping, I believe. And we're just going to look real quickly at my initial impression of it, and I've been running it the last year probably. I think I got it for Christmas last year, and we just passed up Christmas of 2011 just now, and actually it's New Year's Day here. So I want to take a quick look at my first impressions of it. First thing I thought when I pulled this thing out of the box last year was, wow, it's a lot darker than the picture. The cheaper than dirt picture is going to be kind of a light, it's going to say OD green, which is what this one is, but the picture looks more like a coyote color. When you get it and actually take it out, it's a very dark OD green, exactly what the color is supposed to be. That's one thing I noticed initially. The second thing was the weight on this thing is pretty ridiculous. And actually I had all of this. I had, let's see, 2, 4, 6 AK mags and 3 HK USP mags in 40 cal and some other miscellaneous stuff strapped to this thing, and which is a lot. It's a heavy loadout because this vest is designed to carry a heavy load, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit here. But anyways, I was putting a heavy load on the vest, and I picked it up and said, man, even for this amount of stuff, this vest is way too heavy. What's going on? So I unloaded it and said, man, you know, maybe I need to carry less mags. And I unloaded everything, and I pick up the vest, and I'm like, 90% of the weight is still there, and I don't have anything in the vest. And these pouches aren't that heavy. I didn't weigh them completely, but they're pretty light. So anyways, without giving away the whole review, let's get into it. Okay, so this vest is full. It doesn't come with any of these pouches. These are all extra. These are all things I put on. Before I put everything on, it's basically just MOLLE webbed everywhere under here. And it's fully front and back MOLLE webbed. And first let's talk about the stitching quality of the MOLLE webbing on this vest. I know I have a crappy camera, but let's see if we can focus a bit. Nope, not gonna let us do that. The stitching is very good. It is, like I said before, meant to carry a very heavy load. It appears to be, I have bad eyes, but it definitely, I believe it's cross-stitched and double-stitched. And I have no complaints at all about the MOLLE webbing. It's all in spec, it all lines up very well. I had no problems putting any of my equipment on here. I think that's, you know, A+ on the MOLLE webbing. I don't think you're going to have any issues with durability of this vest after using it for quite a bit. And just, you know, tugging on it. You can kind of tell what kind of quality materials they used here. Okay, this can accommodate a 10x13 plate, and that can only be 1 inch thick. So if you're going to run soft inserts, you'd be limited to a 3A. If you're going to be running rifle plates, you'd be limited to a level 3 steel probably, or a very, very thin ceramic. So you'd probably be looking at a steel chest plate, which is what I was thinking to run in here. But again, that's a very heavy setup. This isn't, when I purchased this vest, I was not planning on having just one ridiculously heavy loadout. I was planning on designing this to have a light loadout and a heavy loadout vest. And this would have been my heavy loadout vest. So that's why all this seems to be stacked pretty heavy. So there'd kind of be two different functions there. Oh, it also has this quick release detach setup here, which is this ring. Now what happens here is it has this cord, basically this piece of fabric, which is very stiff and very hard, runs all the way through the shoulder here, and it runs down into the back of this vest and basically threads through the side cummerbund, or whatever you call it here. And both of these things have a belt that come to the middle. Both of them come to the middle, and the belt has holes in it, and that thing basically runs through those holes and holds these in place. And what happens is, if you want to get out of your vest very quickly, you pull this cord out, rip that out, and what that'll do is it will release the two cummerbund straps here, and they will pull out in each way, and then you can kind of just swim out of the vest quicker than you can with the normal setup. And while we're talking about that, let me show you how this vest attaches. and also where the plates go. Look at that real quick. Okay, so basically you have one flap that all of your pouches go on, and that flips up, and then you have your cummerbund Velcro attachment here, which is pretty ridiculously tough Velcro. I can barely even pull it off one-handed. I don't have a tripod yet. There we go. Okay, so that's basically how it straps in. As far as fitting in this vest, if you are a larger person like myself, you'll fit in this vest. This is a vest set up for very, very large people, and maybe that's why it's so heavy. Maybe they won't mind quite as much. I don't know. But this isn't going to accommodate, from reviews I've read, I don't have any small people to try it out on. It's not going to accommodate people who are super, super small. This vest is kind of set up for larger people. Also, this is also where your plate's going to go. You just put it up in there, strap it down, and these Velcro things hold it in on the bottom. Let's look at the inside of the vest. It has this kind of nylon webbing all through it, and it's well insulated, and that actually is kind of a drawback for me, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Okay, where are we at now? So we see how you get in the vest. We talked about the quick release function. Alright, yeah, so my first impressions were, wow, this vest is dark, and wow, this vest is heavy. So before we really touch on that a bit more, the heavy issue, let's get to the good things, the things I like about this vest. The first thing, which is kind of a recap of everything we just said, it fits large people. I think that's a good thing. If you have a problem finding a vest that fits you because you're tall or larger guy or gal or whatever, this vest might be a good option for you. Now, second, it accommodates a heavy load. This is the type of vest that you're not going to have to worry about your load being too heavy for this MOLLE to handle, or that it's not going to disperse the weight properly. This vest really does a good job of carrying a heavy load. I would strap a car to this MOLLE webbing system. I mean, it's very, very, very heavy duty. So you can, if you're trying to carry a really heavy load, or for whatever reason need that extra security, and also think about longevity. A product like this that has this kind of heavy material is going to weather a lot of storms, and you kind of have to think about if you're looking for a MOLLE setup that is going to be your WROL go-to vest that's going to have all your stuff on it. You don't only have to think about, well, is it going to fit everything I want on it? You also have to think about what is the extended period of that WROL situation. You know, if it's a 2 or 3 year or even more extended period that you want to be prepared for whatever reason, not saying that there's going to be one, but for whatever reason, if that's what you want to prepare for, you also have to think about how long is this system going to last me in extended daily use. You know what I mean? So if you buy a lighter vest that's, you know, might not have as heavy stitching and things like that, is it going to last you the long haul? Because what happens if your MOLLE webbing starts failing and your vest starts falling apart and now you can't carry your full system? You know, where are you going to find a MOLLE vest in that sort of environment? There's not going to be anything readily available. They don't even carry these at local gun shops, so it's not like you're going to be able to get on Cheaper Than Dirt or eBay or wherever you want to buy your gear and order something in like that. So you kind of have to think about that. Do you want something that, yeah, you're going to have to sacrifice and be a little heavier, but it might last you a little longer? Or do you maybe want a vest that's a little lighter and you might have to grab 2 of them, you know, just in case? So, yeah, so you can weigh in the weight of the item how you will for your purposes, but it's just something to think about. The quick release function, I think it's handy in the end, but I don't think it's 100% necessary, like make or break situation. I think a variety of different vests also have that feature, so it's not a big issue on my decision of this vest. Okay, the bad. What I really don't like about this vest is it's 8 pounds. Are you kidding me? Like, I know, like I said before, you can take that as a good or a bad depending on how you're looking at it. I view it as a bad. I think you can find at least a little bit of a lighter vest that is equally as durable, hopefully, than this one. All the material is very rigid. I think they just messed up. Like, I think if they were to use this top layer of material here and just that, this vest would have been a lot better off. But the problem with it is it's multi-layered. It has this, I don't know, standard nylon plasticky material on the front. And I think if that were the initial material that just ran all the way through it, that'd be great. But inside this, there's actually padded insulated material and probably two more layers of that material in there, and then this weird nylon stuff. And you can hear, it's like they have some kind of actual plastic in it. Listen, I don't know if you can hear it, but you hear a crunchiness in the vest. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's really, really not a good choice of materials. I think it was a heavy choice for materials. And also, another big thumbs down for this vest for me is it's hot. Whatever that crunchy material in there is basically like wearing a garbage bag. When I was doing, and you guys, if you watch my Christmas run and gun videos last year, I was wearing this vest during that. And one thing I noticed is I had to strip down to my t-shirt, and it was, you know, 20 degrees or lower outside, because I was just profusely sweating on my body area. I mean, way more so. I understand we were running, we had elevated heart rates and stuff, but this vest was just abnormally hot. I mean, I was in a t-shirt in the dead of winter under this thing and still sweating bullets. So that's another big drawback that you really got to consider in this vest. You know, are you practically going to get out and run in this vest? Are you going to be okay with the weight and the heat? You have to think about this. I'm in a cold climate. Imagine, you know, if you were in one of the southern states and it's 70, 80 degrees and you're running with this thing on, you're going to be heat stroked pretty quickly. So I considered actually cutting this open and fishing out that plastic in here, or even cutting some aero vents or something like that in this vest. But I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase myself a different lighter vest and see if anybody might be interested in purchasing this one or something, because for my purposes, this vest does not make the list for something that I want in my equipment. Just for the reasons, the weight, you know, was a big issue that I might have been able to justify keeping, but with the heat, the weight and the heat, this vest is just not going to do it for me. And hopefully it'll save you guys a little bit of headache. If you're looking for something else, you know, hopefully look into this vest might steer you in a better direction, or, you know, maybe this will work for your purposes. But if you're in Alaska or something and need the extra heat and a heavy loadout, I don't know. So I hope you enjoyed this look at the cheaper than dirt MOLLE-338 vest, which is also the Mod Gear or Condor plate carrier. Thanks.